Sac and Jack YouTube edition, Gonzaga Nation SI. I'm Jack Ferris. He's Rob Sack, Gray, Christian on the ones and twos. We're watching a video of so who's getting dunked on here? Mikey Williams.
Mikey Williams is the dunker.
Mikey Williams is the dunker in San Diego, and
Yes.
and Mikey Williams is a big
Memphis commit.
Memphis commit, and he's dunking on a nobody, right? Just a high school guy, just some kid. I shouldn't say nobody. We can't say nobody. He's a somebody.
He's a
But anyway, he dunks on him, and then he steps over him, and while he's stepping over him, he steps on the dude's hand, and now the dude's pressing charges against Mikey Williams.
That's what they're going after, is battery charges.
Nothing makes you look harder than going the litigation route.
Dude,
Nothing commands more respect.
Talking about, man.
Commands more respect in high school than litigation, than pressing charges. I love it.
So I'm asking Rob before the show, if someone did that to you, Rob, now knowing that that's what I was asking, would that result in immediate ass whooping, or would you wait for 2 or 3 plays later and do a hard charge? Or how does that get settled in the true basketball court of justice properly?
First of all, I'm not getting knocked on my ass like that without
Well, he's
selling.
He's clearly trying to draw a charge. He's clearly trying to draw a charge.
Let's say it's the biggest dude in NBA history. It's Shaq.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'd be like, dude, I'd get up and I'd go see him the next play and hit him as hard as I possibly could. I'm not gonna just go litigation in a basketball game. Dude, that's we were talking about. That's the problem, man. Like, sometimes people just need their asses whooped. I don't on both sides. Like, for the guy who's being a douchebag that's stepping on people, he needs his ass whooped. Mm-hmm. And then on the flip side, if you're gonna just go right to litigation, you need your ass whooped.
We need ass whoopings.
For real, because if you're soft enough to go litigation, then why are you even playing basketball?
I wonder, because is Mikey Williams from a wealthy family?
No, he's probably got paid from Memphis, I'm sure.
Mikey Williams is independently wealthy because of Mikey Williams.
Already. Okay, well, good for him. Well, you know what? I mean, that's not nothing. That factors in, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right.
Can I tie this in with Gonzaga basketball?
Please, Christian. Oh my God, please go for it.
It seems like the loss to LMU might have been the ass whooping that some of these kids needed, and that since then things seem to be going better.
All right, let's calm down. We've won 2 games. One at Pacific. One at Pacific.
I didn't say that it was the greatest narrative, but it ties it in loosely.
Okay, yeah. Well, all right.
I thought we played Pacific before LMU, wasn't it?
No, it was LMU was on a Saturday, right?
We didn't play on Thursday.
No, LMU was 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah. I believe LMU was on a Thursday, and then we played.
And then we played Pacific, on a Saturday. You're right. And then we flew down to Stockton. You're right. Anywho, let's address the big giant elephant in the room. Julian Strawther had 40 points.
Man. Everyone kept texting me about you, Jack.
Who cares? Oh, that's why people were talking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like, tell Jack he needs to talk more shit.
Okay, I will. All the Julian apologists are now forgiving him for dropping 40 on Portland in Portland. Care to guess?
I knew you could.
Hold on. Care to guess where Portland ranks in total team scoring defense?
Look, Jack was prepared for this.
Yeah, that's such a deep stat to try and get yourself out of this.
All right, okay. Out of 352 Division I teams, Division I college basketball teams. Hold on, Christian, hold on, please. Out of 352 Division I college basketball teams, guess where Portland ranks in scoring defense? 335th.
Oh my God.
Congratulations to Julian. He dropped 40 on one of the worst scoring teams in the last 10 years. Scoring defensive teams in the last 10 years. Care to take a guess where Portland ranks in 3 points percentage defense.
Again,
Holy shit, Jack. You were ready.
A very deep cut analytic here because Ball doesn't lie. He still has to make the shots. You could be wide.
Care to take a guess? Ranks in 3-point defense.
They could be the
guesses.
350. 350.
Yeah, Christian, I will only accept a guess right now. I will not.
They could
accept
be in the NAIA.
Christian, I will only accept a guess right now.
296th.
Okay, out of 352, Rob.
350.
338th. Oh. Terrible defensive team. Hey, he made what, 8 of 12 shots? Good for him.
Well, here's the sad part.
If he makes Robin Christian, if he makes 5 threes at St. Mary's, one of the best defensive teams in the country, I will get my ear pierced.
Okay.
Don't do it against Portland. By the way, we needed he made.
No, I was gonna say we needed a lot all 40.
Which is, I don't know what that says about us, but not good things. So yeah, he scored 40. That's great. Is it enough to, redeem himself in my eyes? No, clearly not. I'd like to see it a couple more times. Not 40. He doesn't have to score 40 a game. Good God, I'm not crazy. But maybe score 20 and, look like he.
Can we ask the
look like he matters in the end of the game at St. Mary's?
Can I ask the inverse of this question? Because per your statistics, where does the team need to be out of those 350 whatever teams for you to be like, okay,
to respect the 40?
Or no, to respect that X amount of to respect the 20, meet me kind of in the middle of low
out of the bottom 50 of 350. How's that?
So if he puts up 20 on the 110th ranked defense,
20, we're not talking about it. 20, we're ho humming. The fact that we're talking about it is 40, right?
Okay.
If he puts up 20 against St. Mary's, the number 4 scoring defense in the league, then he gets some respect back. 100,000%.
Just need something on tape.
100,000%. If he scores 20, I will come on here and apologize. No, I won't apologize.
Will you let?
Got a lot more to do to apologize because I honestly don't feel like I've stepped out of line too much. If he connects on 5 threes against St. Mary's in Moraga, I will get my ear pierced.
Will you let Rob pierce you?
No, I don't see Rob.
No.
We live in different states.
We don't. Come on.
We could find travel budget to get Rob down there for an IG live of piercing your ear.
So the scary thing, like you said, and the point that you made up is that we needed all 40 to win that game.
Yeah, let me pull up the box score here.
I believe he was the only one in double figures.
We won by 15. Yeah, so again, if he's the only one in double figures, don't get me started on the inefficiency of that 40. But let's see here. Box score. Yeah. 1 by 15. We were up by 6 at half. Kind of pulled away in the second half. I don't know if we needed all 40, but Anton had 17.
Okay.
Drew had 8. Yeah, 8 of 12 from 3. That's very good. 6 rebounds, a couple of steals. I mean, he played great. What do you want? He had a great game.
No, he had a phenomenal game. We need that. We need not 40, but we need a consistent 2 threes a night from him. I know that.
If we could get, I'll take the 2 threes a night. I don't want it on 2 of 7 shooting, like BYU.
I agree.
Look, I said this after the BYU game, after that shot. Hopefully that's the catalyst he needs to propel him through the rest of the season. Clearly it wasn't, because then LMU came to town and he disappeared again. And if you think I'm being hard on Julian, I don't know what to say. I'll be the heel. I'll be the heel. I don't give a shit. He's not playing up to snuff. Is Christian eyeing his dog right now? Or your girlfriend?
My dog's trying to fight.
Sorry, fiance.
Wife.
Oh, wait, when'd you get married?
Over a year ago.
Were we buddies when you were married?
Yes. We'll keep moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Christian's been a married man.
Wait a minute. Did Dick Al get invited to the wedding?
No.
Okay. All right, good.
Oh,
We'd have trouble.
That was going to be some fighting words.
Well,
if
if
yes.
Dick Al's invited and we're not invited.
Oh, poor
All right.
Christian.
Christian
didn't even know what he signed up for.
If we had done this amount of podcasting, you guys, if we had known each other for more than like 1 or 2 shows at that point, then you guys would have definitely been invited.
Dude, I didn't realize you I didn't realize you got married while we were doing the show last year.
October of 21. So.
Oh, we weren't quite yet. We weren't quite there yet.
I think it was, our first.
No.
Basketball.
No, it was before
preseason. No, then yeah, I've been married the whole time.
Okay, whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my rant on Julian. Rob, any thoughts you have on the weekend? Are you defending me when people text you, by the way? Are you saying, yeah, you're right, Jack's an idiot?
I just started laughing. I think it's hilarious. I think you have a complete good argument. I'm curious to know if he heard that podcast or not. That's all
I wouldn't be shocked anyway. If you had asked 4 years ago, I would have said no way he listens. But now, like, those guys consume everything. Like, they just kind of Google themselves. And I would too. Don't get me wrong. This isn't like a Julian thing. This is like a generation thing. Like,
yeah,
and now that
narcissists. Are you
calling
all
narcissists?
them all narcissists?
And like, there's like, but Rob, when you were playing, there wasn't podcasts. There wasn't 6 different shows talking about what you did wrong or what you're doing right. You know what I mean? You just had to listen to
forums
Patchin at 4:00 on terrestrial radio in Spokane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now it's different.
Or you might have the boards, the GU boards.
The GU boards. Yeah, but everyone on the GU boards is generally, I know there's some negativity after losses for sure. Anyway,
I just don't know who has enough time to just sit and type on a board.
I miss OG Twitter when there was not a ton of people, but it was really the only ones that, like, it was generally nice, fanatical people that hung out on Twitter. Like the early teens years of it. That was a fun place to commiserate as a sports fan.
I remember Shaq had a Twitter and it was a really big deal. Yeah, Shaq was like tweeting during halftime and stuff. When he was on the Celtics.
Really?
When he was on the Celtics. Yeah, it was the tail end of that career, but yeah.
It's a lot now for kids, I think, to not be overwhelmed with the idea of like, I need to check what people are thinking all the time.
I would hate it as an athlete now.
I really would. It was
this level of saturation.
I just in the last couple of years started not giving a shit on Twitter. Like just recently. I can't imagine where my head would be at if I was 20. You know what I mean? It would consume me. 100%.
Well, that's why they claim this mental health shit. I don't,
that's valid. I think it's valid. They just need
that's exactly why they claim all this stuff, is because like after a game, first of all, when you've had a shitty game. Like you don't after a bad game, you've had a bad game.
Yeah, nobody feels worse than the person that blew it that game.
Had the bad game, knows that you got the L. No, you knew you made that one turnover that changed the whole momentum of the game or whatever it may be. You don't need and knowing in the back of your mind, I gotta go watch film, and coach is gonna point that shit out already. And then you go and hey, let me escape from reality. I'm going to go on Twitter or Instagram, and then people go, you suck. Like,
well, so I would say I assume the opposite of what Jack said in terms of all of the players consume everything about them. I would assume that as a player, you just would not want to check in on any of these podcasts.
You can't.
What's going down.
Well, here's the thing now with this NIL, you're your own brand now. So you have to be up to date with what's going on.
Well, that's just it. That's just it. If you're collecting paychecks now, I think you're susceptible to criticism. Also, I'm not as hard on Nolan Hickman as I am on Julian Strawther. Only because
100%.
Because Julian Strawther entered this season as the man. He carries himself as the man. And even Coach Few marketed him as the man. Like during all the preseason interviews, meetings, media day for the WCC.
Also, sometimes you just need content and you just need to rip a guy. Like, you just need to
No,
get
but
out
he's
there.
saying
Oh,
he
yeah,
doesn't
but
go
I
on
would.
Hickman. He doesn't harass Hickman like he does Julian right now.
Exactly. And I'm saying maintaining a Julian Strawther narrative super structured to break the fourth wall for consumers, but sometimes that just makes for good content over a season.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you, Christian, for sure. But this is like when I speak ill of Julian, this is like Zach, Jack, Zag fanhood bubbling to the top. Like this is not for content
It's not.
purposes.
This
I
is
mean, it's
just
real.
like
It's a real thing, and it's taken me years to kind of develop the thick skin enough not to give a shit and sing it from the rooftops. Look, there's still time. It's February, and looking around the landscape of college basketball, everyone kind of sucks. Just like the
well, there's just Purdue's legit.
they're beatable. I think they're
They're
susceptible
very
to a
beatable. I
loss.
think there's a lot of parity. There's a lot of parity through college basketball. There's not one team that you go really don't want to see them second round in the tournament. Like
For sure.
there's no teams like that. But at the same time, Purdue, I was watching them play this weekend, and they have all the pieces to win a national championship. But I think like history always, Purdue always just disappears in the tournament. Like Purdue, I never hold my. I guess a lot of people say that about Gonzaga, but
yeah.
Don't.
There's something to be said about having a winning culture and like going into a game thinking you've already won it. You know what I mean? And not to say that you're complacent, but to have that attitude of we're winning this game rather than I hope we win this game.
Well, I know when you do your brackets, you're going to have Purdue and you're going to be like, are they going to win it all this year? And I don't know. I really don't see them doing that. But I think everyone, like you said, is beatable. Has the brackets come out yet? The projections where everybody's going?
Yeah, you want to take a look at them for this week?
Yeah, Lunardi's been doing those brackets for about 2 weeks now.
They come out twice a week.
To
Joe
me,
Lunardi bracket.
To me, this year feels like the kind of year where like an octopus or some animal at some zoo or something like that stupid gets a lot of games right just out of sheer random chance because it's just a stupid year.
The chicken.
The chicken picks the right like batch of feed every week, and then we focus on that because it's just a bland, neutral, randomized year of, you're right. Pepperdine does have all the, or not, that's a whoops. Purdue does have all of the pieces, but they just at the same time don't seem like runaway favorites. So you could make any case for the next 15 teams. Like they're just, whoever plays 6 really good games in a row to close out the year is going to win.
Robert.
Yeah, I think with all of this, it's one of those things where, when you're rolling at the end of this is when you have to be rolling at the end of the season, like all cylinders rolling, everything's going smoothly. I think then anybody can, like, if your team's on top at the end of the season, you have a great shot.
So if one of your players starts dropping 40 and you've got Drew Timme, then you're good to go.
Dropping 40 against maybe the worst defensive team in college basketball.
I really hope so.
Speaking of opportunities, this is our last opportunity to get a road win of the season. St. Mary's is the 18th ranked team in the land on Saturday. We go into Moraga and get a win. That is huge. That might solidify us as
I see 2 more road games though.
2 or 3 seed. Yeah, not against ranked teams.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So at the moment, Rob, we are holding serve. We are right where we were at last week. 3 seed, correct? We were 3 seed last week.
I believe so.
In Denver, this time the 6th seed in our bracket, according to Leonardi, is Christian San Diego State University.
Oh, torn Christian.
Again, not a 10 there. It is the 3rd of my 3 schools. So
it's your school nonetheless.
You said your schools though.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm invested in 3 different.
No. You just said your schools.
Yeah, I'm invested in 4 different plot lines during college basketball.
The St. Mary's Gales have not lost a college basketball game since December 18th against Colorado State. It's kind of your run-of-the-mill St. Mary's basketball team. They're going to slow you down, play half-court basketball. It's going to be boring as hell. But if we can score upper 70s, low 80s and get a win in Moraga, I'd be very impressed. Because obviously this is a basketball team for the first time, the first Gonzaga team in a long time that like goes long stretches without scoring. And if like we get into rock fights with teams, not unlike when LMU came to town. So if we can get something going, go on a couple of runs, pull out a win in the East Bay, I'd be very impressed. St. Mary's barely beat BYU in Provo over the weekend, winning 57-56. How gross is that? 57-56. I'm pumped. I'll be in attendance. I will be.
I was going to
on my
just
best
ask you, are
behavior,
you
though.
going to be at the game?
I'm going to be at the game. I'm going to be on my best behavior. I always
No,
say that,
that's a
and then
damn
like
lie.
10 minutes in, I get all chesty and huffy and puffy. Well, it depends on if the St. Mary's fans are behaving themselves.
I wonder if any of them listen to this show as well. Like any of the St. Mary's.
I've got
and
a
they
couple
go,
of buddies.
I can't wait for that Jack Ferris guy to get here.
No,
And
probably
I'm
not.
going to talk shit to him.
I am having the voice of the Gales, Alex Jensen, on this afternoon, Rob, if you're free at 3:00.
I got 7th grade basketball I got to get ready for.
Hell yeah. You got 7th grade basketball. So yeah, no, we'll pick Alex's brain. Last year I asked Alex, what would Gales fans like to see more? St. Mary's destroying Gonzaga at home or going to the Sweet 16. He said Sweet 16 by a mile. He's of the opinion, and I think he's right. I think we build up St. Mary's hates Gonzaga way more than they actually do.
Little internal
they definitely
narrative
hate,
just to
they definitely hate
Gonzaga.
They hate Gonzaga, don't get me wrong, just like we hate St. Mary's. But I think we think they are way more consumed with us than they are, which is a vanity thing on our end. But that's okay.
No, but I can see that because I think we have no one else to look forward to in the conference other than St. Mary's.
Yeah. And St. Mary's is like, hey, yeah, we want to beat you. We're also trying to get into the tournament and win in the tournament. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Our season is not hinged on Gonzaga. It's a big part of it. But yeah. And then 2 days later, after I talked to them last year, they beat us by 20 in Moraga. Anything you guys want to discuss, get off your chest pop culture wise?
What are you watching right now?
I will get my ear pierced if Julian Strawther has 5 or more threes.
I'm watching pop culture. There's a show called Perfect 100. Have you guys seen this?
No.
It's on Netflix.
100.
It's real Squid Games.
Oh, Squid? You mean
No. It's real Squid Games.
People are
dying. People are dying.
Close to it.
Okay, so it's not real.
Well, the Koreans created this show where they get the top 100 bodies, and they're trying to figure out who has the best body and can endure whatever. And they literally beat the shit out of each other in one like competition, and they start eliminating each other throughout the show.
Wait, their bodies like they're hot people, or their bodies like
they're just like,
are you saying physical 100?
Physical 100, that's it.
Okay.
Physical 100. And they beat the actual tar out of each other. And like they're doing all these crazy competitions, and they just start eliminating people each round. And then they try to figure out who has the best physical body, women and men. Oh yeah. And then they have the dubbed voices as well. And all these people are like famous celebrities in Korea.
They're
not
Instagram
like just
models?
nobody. Some are Instagram models, some are like the gold championship.
Those are good bodies. Those are some solid bodies.
Dude, this show is awesome. But what pisses me off is like Netflix is all about like, instead of you just binge watching, they make it stops and you have to wait a week. And I'm like, this sucks.
That, you know what? I think that's healthy. I'm glad, like, speaking of what we're watching, I'm back on my Sunday night HBO routine, watching The Last of Us as Christian fist pumps. I know Christian's a
How
big
is
video
that?
game
I started
guy. Dude,
it.
it's awesome.
I-
It's awesome.
I started it.
Awesome.
That's going to be the best show that HBO has on a Sunday, probably since the OG first run of Game of Thrones.
Until Succession comes back. You're not a Succession guy. That's evident.
I think that in terms of the amount of raw tonnage of new people that it will bring to HBO, it will far outdo what Succession does. Not saying that Succession is a better or a worse show, just saying in terms of like, this is going to go so viral on TikTok over the next couple of months.
Yeah, no pun intended. So
Yeah.
if you have post,
It's not viral, it's fungal.
It's not viral, it's fungal. If you have post-apocalyptic zombie fatigue and don't want to watch this, I totally understand, but watch it. It's better than anything you can imagine. It's very, very good.
Okay.
And
I watched a little bit. It was good. And then I'm like, damn, his daughter died.
Rob and I are not gamers.
So it is amazingly true to form with the game in terms of the shot for shot kind of reconstruction of the settings of it. But what they seem to have done is stripped out a lot of the repetitive violence of shooting down hallways and trying to take out and sneak around zombies and whatever. So I think that especially if you are zombie fatigued out, this show seems like it's not going to necessarily repetitively hit you over the head with like every single week they're just fighting hordes and hordes of zombies. So I'm thinking that, yeah, this is going to end up being just really good television. They also
Julian, I bet Julian could drop 40 on a bunch of mushroom heads.
I don't know, man. Those clickers are pretty savage.
The blind people who can only smell you or hear you. Yeah. Those guys were playing defense at the Child's Center against Julian on Saturday night.
And they're apparently going to make they're making one big adjustment from the game to the show is the way that they did it now, where you like if you step on a spore or you step on one of those little tendrils and it can like get them from a mile around. That is not in the game. So that makes zombies infinitely more just like we got to go around them and avoid them altogether. So yeah, I think that they're going to do a really good balance of not necessarily having this.
Now, if there's a tiger at the end of this show, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
Why is it? Why would you?
Because that's what got me in Walking Dead. I was
I punched it.
It doesn't in the game. It didn't jump the species barrier to anybody other than humans. So
I'm just saying it starts getting unrealistic, and we got to just throw a tiger in there just to keep us related.
I will
stimulated.
I will say, movie wise, have you guys seen the trailer for Cocaine Bear?
I have.
I'm
excited.
That's going to be an amazing movie because it's terrible, or is that going to be a terrible movie and be terrible?
It's gonna.
Like Sharknado.
I think it's a very like Megan. I think it's going to be a very self-aware movie, very self-aware action movie. So it'll be a pleasure to watch.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm hoping for. I am fingers crossed for yes. We're all in on the joke that the bear did cocaine, but that seems like
they're definitely in on it. Yeah,
but it just seems like that's refreshing. I haven't seen something dumb.
No,
like
that's just goes to show that we have nothing else to make like movies with. So guess what? We're gonna give a bear cocaine.
That's allegedly based loosely. It's a true story. True story.
It is. Yeah. No, a bear consumed cocaine and like terrorized a mountain town for a day and a half.
It broke out of the circus or something like that, and
they legit found a bunch of coke. But Ray Liotta is in this film. Ray Liotta's last appearance on film, Cocaine Bear.
No.
Rob, he died like 6 months ago.
Did he really?
Yeah, and he was no stranger to cocaine either.
Probably bears too.
Boys, good work. I am 90 seconds past my rock hard out. He's Christian. Rob, I'm Jack. BetOnline.ag, Gonzaga Nation SI.
Love you guys.